Alright, everyone, the lifeblood of the city isn't just concrete and steel. It's the promises we build, the futures we zone for, and in our city right now, that future is up for grabs. The 8th Mayoral Race has officially kicked off, and our city is at a crossroads. A deep chasm has opened up between two massive visions for our future. On one side, you have the roar of progress. Do we go all in on a future of industrial might, a factory-fueled economy that promises jobs and unprecedented prosperity for every single citizen? A city that works, a city that builds. On the other side, there's a quieter promise. Do we fight to preserve our city's soul, its history, and the green spaces that have defined us for generations? A city that breathes, a city that remembers. This isn't just an election, it's a battle for the soul of our city. In this series, we're going to explore both paths, build both futures, and see which one survives. So, which vision will it be? Let's find out. Okay, before we break ground on these huge campaign promises, let's hit pause and dig into the city as it stands today. This is what our two main candidates, Rikuya Watanabe and Oliver Green, are inheriting. It's a city with quiet potential, these rolling hills and beautiful skyline, but it's a city that's just waiting for a spark. Our downtown core is functional, but it's not exactly inspiring. We've got our basic services, a modest grid of housing, and a commercial sector that's just about getting by. But if you look closer, things have gotten a bit intense. If we open up the city info views and look at our economy, that unemployment rate, while not a total crisis, is stubbornly hovering. There's a feeling of stagnation. The citizens are getting restless. They want more jobs, more beauty, more life. So this is the tightrope our next mayor has to walk. A divided city, a landscape ripe for development, and a ton of expectation. The stage is set. Let's jump in and meet the candidates. First up, the man who promises to put our city on the industrial map, Rikuya Watanabe. Rikuya Watanabe is a man of few words and decisive action. His philosophy is simple, direct, and incredibly appealing to a lot of our citizens. Jobs, prosperity, and power. He stands in front of a map, points to a huge, undeveloped plains near the old harbor, and sees a forge. A place to build our future with steel and fire. For too long, he'd probably say in a gruff, no-nonsense tone, we've let feelings hold us back. The preservationists worry about noise, about pollution. I say those are the sounds and smells of progress, of a full wallet and a secure future. We will build and expand a vehicle factory here, a monument to our ambition. We will bring in thousands of jobs, and that wealth will let us afford the dreams the other side can only think about. His plan is audacious, a massive industrial complex for vehicle manufacturing. This requires a huge supply chain, from raw materials to finished cars, and a workforce to run it all. He's chosen a spot far from downtown, a strategic move to minimize the immediate impact on established residents, while arguing he's bringing opportunity to a part of a map we've ignored. So let's start building his promise. First step in a project this big is logistics. This isn't just about zoning a big purple square, it's about thinking how thousands of tons of materials will get in and thousands of cars will get out. So let's speed up time and watch Watanabe's vision roar to life. All right, let's analyze the results. The first thing you'll notice is the city's budget. Let's look at the graph. The green line of our income has shot up like a rocket. The industrial tax revenue is immense, increasing our budget by, well, I guess I would say about 50 to 70,000 per hour. And the unemployment rate, it's declining. From a purely economic standpoint, this is a spectacular success. But every coin has a flip side. Let's switch over to the pollution info view. On the ground, a stain is spreading across everywhere, just nice bright red. Meanwhile, the air pollution is even worse and beginning to expand outward. And while not unmanageable, there is traffic. The highway entrance to Old Harbor is beginning to pick up with more vehicles. The roundabouts are trying, but the sheer volume of trucks is immense and may not have the capacity to withstand future expansions. Watanabe's promise brought prosperity, but it also brought congestion and pollution on a scale our city has never seen. Alright, so what's the alternative? Let's talk about Oliver Green. In stark contrast to Watanabe's industrial symphony, he offers a different kind of music, the gentle whir of a bicycle and a quiet hum of a tram. His vision isn't about economic domination, but quality of life. Prosperity isn't measured in dollars alone, Green would argue. It's measured in the clean air we breathe and the time we get to spend with our families, not stuck in traffic. Mr. Watanabe wants to build a city of factories. I want to build a city for people. We will prove that the thriving community can coexist with nature. His strategy is all about something called transit-oriented development, or TOD. The core idea is simple. Plan your transit first and build your city around it. Instead of building roads and then trying to squeeze in a bus line, you build your subway and tram network in an empty field and let the community grow organically around those hubs. So let's bring this vision to life. Over here in the rolling green hills in the east is what will become East Shores. We will not start with a single road, as honestly we've kind of already laid out most of the road network back a few episodes back. Now for the revolutionary part, a network of pedestrian and bicycle superhighways. These are dedicated wide paths connecting residential zones straight to the tram stops and possibly a subway on the other side of the highway. The time-lapse here is a different kind of beautiful. Instead of massive factories, you see a network of paths and tracks, and then, like flowers blooming, houses and small shops pop up around the transit stops. The growth is slower, but more organic. So let's analyze the data a bit. The economic impact is modest. We're getting a steady stream of tax income, but it's a fraction of what the factories are actually generating. However, switch to the happiness overlay and the whole district is glowing bright green. Land value is skyrocketing, and the most telling stat? Let's take a look at that transportation view. Car usage within the district is almost non-existent. We have created a district with virtually no traffic, no noise, and no air pollution. And small pockets of heavy traffic, like right here, it really actually isn't that much traffic. So if we zoom in, there's really no traffic here. It's just because so many intersections and the two tram stops converge on themselves. That's what I think is actually causing this to look red. But green's vision faces its own tough questions. This is beautiful, but is it scalable? Can a whole city run on this? That industrial zone, for all its flaws, is generating the cash we need for these tram lines. It's an expensive, beautiful experiment that relies on the dirty work being done elsewhere. And that brings us to our third and final candidate, Lucas Fox. He's trying to find a middle ground. He urges that the future doesn't have to be a choice between the polluted factories and a pristine but broke suburb. Watanabe gives us a powerful engine, but no steering wheel, Fox would explain. Green gives us a beautiful destination, but no engine to get there. Both are a half solution. True progress is about integration. Fox proposes a project not on the outskirts, but right in the messy heart of our city downtown. He identifies a few underused blocks and lays out a plan for a downtown residential revival, a bridge between the two philosophies. His plan is to create a high-density, mixed-use neighborhood. We'll zone for high-density residential towers with shops and offices on the ground floors. This mixed-use approach means people can live, work, and shop all on the same block, slashing the need for long commutes. Crucially, this development will be woven into our new infrastructure. We'll run a few pedestrian-friendly streets right over to the entrance of subway stations and tram stops. This gives residents a high-speed link to the green spaces in Oliver's district. It's about providing options. But density needs design. Using tools like extra landscaping tools and the Move It mod, we'll go in and meticulously craft the public spaces, plazas, small parks, pedestrian shortcuts, etc. The goal is a dense urban environment that still feels human and green. The time-lapse here is one of urban renewal and where new sleek buildings rise up. But just as quickly, trees are planted, parks are laid out, and the streets come alive with people walking from their apartment to the offices across the plaza or heading down into the subway. An analysis of Fox's block shows a fascinating picture. It's an incredibly efficient use of land. Citizen happiness is very high. Traffic is manageable because so many residents don't really need to drive in this area. It's a true hybrid. It suggests you can have the jobs from the factory and house the workers in a green, walkable, transit-connected neighborhood. So there you have it. 3 distinct visions have taken their first steps. We have Watanabe's industrial powerhouse promising unmatched growth at a heavy environmental cost. We have Green's eco-paradise offering incredible quality of life that might not be sustainable on its own. And we have the balanced downtown model from the pragmatic Lucas Fox. Each path has its triumphs and its challenges, and therefore we see the consequences ripple across the city. It's your turn to make a choice. It's time to cast your official vote. I've posted a poll over on the YouTube community tab where you can vote for Watanabe, Green, or Fox. Are you backing the industrial might and ecological paradise or the moderate middle ground? Click over to the poll and make your voice heard. Your vote will genuinely help guide where we take this city next. A few months of game time has passed and the initial impacts are no longer really theoretical. They are real, tangible forces reshaping our city. Let's take a tour and assess the aftermath. We start back at Watanabe's industrial zone. The good news? The city treasury is overflowing. The bad news? It's a polluting powerhouse. Meanwhile, we have Oliver Green's new district. It's a triumph of urban design. Land value has continued to climb and citizens are ecstatic. The modal split is a testament to good transit. However, the economic reports flash a warning. The district is profitable, but its growth is slow. It's a jewel, but a jewel in a crown the city might not be able to afford if it were our only source of income. Finally, we visit Lucas Fox's downtown block. It became the city's success story. It's fully occupied, a bustling hub, proving to be the best of both worlds. It generates significant tax revenue, while happiness is high and local problems are minimal. It has absorbed a lot of new workers, preventing a housing crisis. It is, for now, a perfect synthesis. So, after our first major building phase, where do we stand? Our city is now a place of stark, fascinating contrasts. We have an industrial heart that beats with economic power, but coughs out a cloud of pollution. We have a green suburban dream where citizens live in blissful harmony, but that relies on the very engine it opposes. And we have a balanced downtown core that seems to offer a path forward, but could rely heavily on imports to sustain it. The 8th Mayoral Race is well underway. Mr. Watanabe's boom has given us the cash to solve our problems, but it has created formidable new ones. Mr. Green's approach is winning hearts and minds, but can it win the economic argument? The central conflict is now clear for everyone to see. In the next episode, we'll use our new industrial wealth to tackle the consequences. Will we invest in a massive green energy project to offset Watanabe's pollution, or double down on the industrial strategy to become a true global power? The soul of our city hangs in the balance. If you enjoyed this chapter of our city story and want to help decide its future, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next crucial episode. And most importantly, head over to that community tab and cast your official vote in the poll. Watanabe, Green, or the compromise of Fox. Your choices will have a real impact on the decisions we make next. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I hope everyone has a phenomenal week.